Commander Evis, come very quickly so we can cue in from those reports that are coming in there from Onye to give our final remarks. Commander Evis, please.
Yeah, thank you again, Director Patty. And I would just like to cue in on what Onye just said there. I think the question was pretty clear, short and simple, right? It was asking La Republique personnel if they would like to continue with the 43-year-old rule of a 92-year-old beer, or would they like to try another form of freedom by choosing anybody else other than Paul Beer? And I think the results from their people there was very clear. It is noted that during this time, Paul Biya has even paid some of those stooges that stood as his opponents large sums of money. That's why people like Cabrillo de Brio are actually going there and probably getting their petition out. But nonetheless, that in itself is what we already knew for years, and that's why we stood firm, knowing that somebody like Bia, you can go to the election polls and you would never win him come what may. The results are something quite different. They believe in somebody that is a God sent, somebody whose dynasty only is only gonna go or be over when he dies. And so far as he is alive, even at almost 100 years old, these people are still confident that he continues to lead them to the grave. We said no to that, and that is why we are standing tall and strong today as Ambazonians. And I want to come back to our purpose for tonight, which is the reinforcement draft. The reinforcement draft is actually our last and final hope. It is our momentum that we have at this moment to capitalize and finally take over all our states in all 13 counties. So at this juncture, we'll be calling on all the county chairs. We're calling on all the different representatives, all government officials from all the 13 counties to rally and mobilize all their constituents that they should come out in whatever you may give. It's going to take us a step closer. Whatever comes out tonight, rest assured that it would be part of the strategy to implement so we finally come out of this mayhem. I want to also commend our barristers that have been here present, that have given clear lectures on the historical perspective of wars, have drawn the the closeness or the similarities and differences between other wars and that of Amazonia. And everybody has come to that conclusion that now is the
Yeah,
time. Now is the time for us to all come on board as we
yeah,
unite in purpose to
yeah.
finally push this ship to the final line. We need each and everyone on board. And Director Patty, you and your team, you've done an amazing job. Amazonia is proud of you, your service, and your sacrifice. Amazing team you've built for that continuous knowledge. And without your services, we would not be able to make this rally call that we're sending out for the Amazonia. So wherever you are and you hear this rally call, please donate. It is not small, and we appreciate your donations. They would go a long way to us achieving our goal and our overall objective as set by the President of the Federal Republic of Amazonia. Aluta
That's
continue.
amazing. That's amazing there, Commander Evis. We have just a few more minutes to hand over the mic. Amba one is getting ready. He just to notify those at the home front watching us at the home front, you will not be able to join the Zoom and probably in the world that the president will still be addressing the nation because of the importance of this. He's going to be addressing the nation. I think top of the hour. That will be probably by 11 p.m. Ambazonian time today. So I'm calling on all those who are watching us via our different social media platforms before I take the final statements from you, Barrister Gana, Barrister Fru, and Barrister Mbeseha. We all have just about approximately 2 minutes. Let's try to put it within 2 minutes. Before I take it, I'm calling on you people to, the Zoom link is out there. ABC Technical Room will put it, we'll put the link in the comment section for those watching on YouTube and on Facebook and on the various parts. When you come into the Zoom meeting, Make sure you identify yourself. It's very sensitive at this time. We understand that infiltrators from neighboring La Republic to Cameroon will be there to spy in, and security will be very tight if you are not properly identified. At least some of you should have my number. If you don't want to reveal who you are, I have a couple of people. If we do not identify you in the Zoom meeting, you definitely be out. So, Barrister Gana, please talk to us to close this segment of the program.
Yeah, our president, the president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, in that his very brilliant speech that he gave yesterday, said quite a few things that were noteworthy, or something that was worthy for us to take great note of. He said, "A process that cannot transfer power is not democracy; it is theater. We are witnessing a theater in French Cameroon. And Ambazonians, make no mistake, what you have done during the past 8 years has contributed to this theater that is happening. And what you have done in these past years have contributed to us being at the scops of seizing back our independence, of restoring our right to sovereignty, of restoring the state of Ambazonia, the erstwhile state of the southern Cameroons." President Sako also said something. He said, "Two equal states, independent of each other, as it was in the beginning." And just to inject a little reference, I was listening to some activists that were speaking about a few days ago. It was a conversation between some activists, and one said he wants federation because if we had fought for federation from the beginning, we would have already gained something. And then he went immediately to say that there is no treaty that binds us with French Cameroon, and that nothing on paper ever bound us to French Cameroon. See, that allows for confusion, ambiguity, if we don't really know where we are going. And the wise say, if you don't know where you're going, you're likely to end someplace else. As President Sako firmly stated, we are heading for sovereignty. We are heading for independence. There is no discussion whether it's with Chiroma, or whether it's with the Bia people, or whether it's with the international community that is going to come to Cameroon after their bloodbath has gone to extent, or to an extent that they cannot contain. Because that's what is going to happen. There's going to be a bloodbath which Cameroon does not have the resources or the intelligence to resolve. It will take the international community to come in there to resolve it. And our position is going to be firmly clear. The sovereignty of the Southern Cameroons, as was enshrined in UN Resolution 1608 and UN Resolution 1514 XV. So tonight, you continue that journey to empower Ambazonia. Tonight, you continue that journey to sow seeds in French Cameroon by making the pillar of our position and our current station very clear. Your sacrifices have not gone for nothing. The blood of our fighters have not gone for nothing. And the sacrifice of Ambazonia has not gone for nothing. And tonight we say we are not going to seize defeat from the jaws of victory, but we are going to seize victory from the jaws of the current situation. Thank you.
Amazing. Barrister Fru.
Yes, Paddy. Before I explained what is going to happen, I want to give us an information that we may not know. Last night, night before, I had a conference call with my colleagues in Douala, and these colleagues are 31 of them who I didn't have a conference call with 31. I had with about 5 of them. These 31 lawyers decided, along with Issa Churuma, that they are not interested in what happens in the Constitutional Council. Because from the tally, from the polling stations, as declared in the polling station in conformity with Article 113 of the Electoral Code, they have won with a landslide, and they have the tabulation, and that is what they are sticking onto. There will be no court case, there will be no contest in the Constitutional Council. the other candidates can go and give Constitutional Council the legitimacy that they so much want. They are not going to the Constitutional Council. How does this help us? One, I'm in conformity with Barrister Gana. There will be serious fighting in La Republic of Cameroon. And this is today. This is the time for us to listen to our people at the home front. The people at home front need our intervention right now to consolidate and save them and stop any overflow of any violence across the Mongo in any shape or form. That means that we must, with today's draft, we must come out with enough to support our ASA to move the troops closer to the boundaries and ensure that we are protected. Our people in the home front are protected. And we consolidate. We consolidate. Therefore, it is a call. It is a call for every Ambazonian living in the continental United States and Europe and Asia and all over the world to make sure that today we raise money enough to give the resources to our fighters to ensure that Ambazonia is protected from now till Friday, Saturday, when what we don't know what is going to happen, but it will break loose in Yaoundé.
Yes,
And when they
thank
move
you
their
very much.
troops,
Thank you very much, Barrister Fru. I wish we had all the time, but
drafting drafting today is one of the most important duty of every Ambazonian who wants a free land.
amazing. Barrister Mbeseha, please.
Yes, I think I just want to tell our people that what is going on in Yaoundé is nothing should ever interest you. This organized fraud, pure organized fraud, not elections. And I'll just give you two illustrations to show why you should not rely on it. When you organize elections across the world, governments or those people organizing it invite international observers to come and give credibility to what they have done. Did Cameroon do this? Yes, of course, they did it. And what did they do? They brought people to get to Yaoundé on Friday, oriented them on what to do. They sent them to Douala and Yaoundé. None was sent to the so-called disputed regions of Northwest or West. And what do? They start at the polling stations, they see the vote, and by Tuesday they are gone. They go to write a report about elections, when in fact the elections are not even started. The international observers that came to Cameroon wrote their report on the 14th, before this crisis even started in Chang. Elections in Cameroon is not when you go and vote, it is when the votes are counted. And so these observers will write that there was a good election, whereas the election had not even started. Fast forward to what you saw there on the screen, a document signed and called the election a vote count commission. It is a scandal. A vote counts commission of 25 members. What does it include? It includes 5 people of the administration. Why are they involved in election? Where did he get them? Nobody tells you how he got the 5 members. They could be Paul Biya's cousins, they could be his uncles, they could be anybody. But they are just 5 representatives of the administration, and they put them there. And what do they also include? They include some people they call the judicial. I saw 2 names there, I recognize them. But how did they get there? Nobody knows. And then you find out this sort of nonsense. They do it, and then to be very, very more scandalous, that very document, which is official, is calling on parties who took part in the election to send representatives to that commission. And among the people they are calling to send representatives include Akeri Mona and others who had withdrawn from the elections. And they want to come and take part, they're inviting them to come and take part in the final count. Who built that count? Where Akere did not take part. Nobody took part. They are inviting them to come and take part in the counting. And above all, again, to be very scandalous, that document is signed on the 15th of October. The last sentence is saying that the election took place on the 15th of October. to come and count the results of the election that took place on the 15th of October. Is it there in English? How could they forget that the election took place on, on the 12th of October? And so this is not a thing that you should rely on. The government is crumbling. It's a set-up structure to fraud the people. The results are never anything to rely on. We can only hope that Chiruma or whoever is contesting the fraud can get what they want. And they should. Because there comes a time that people must say, no, it is enough. I think from what we observe, the majority of the so-called Cameroonians have said no to the charade for many years. And hopefully they will get their
Like,
way.
thank you very
And
much,
as I've
Vice
also
Mbeseha. Like you said, thank
over to
you
you.
very much.